Well, welcome you to the Pantheon. I'm your host, Ray.
And I'm Evie.
And today we're looking at episode 8, What If Ultron Won? Now, What If is an anthology series bookended by the Watcher, Uatu, played by the voice by Jeffrey Wright. The Watcher is a character who basically looks at the multiverse and he observes from a distance. What if Ultron was able to get his vibranium body, and then inhabit the body of Vision? And what would happen from there? Like how he would dominate the world, because once he has Vision's body with the Infinity Gem on his forehead, he is virtually indestructible. So before I carry on, what was your thoughts?
I know that what's the guy's name?
Ultron.
Ultron. Thanks. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he looks kind of like, oh, I can do this, blah, blah, blah. Come on. You think you're so bad. You're being just short and stuff. I can survive anything. And so he got challenged by Scarlet.
Black Widow.
Yeah, Black Widow. Yeah. So that was interesting. I didn't think what would happen happened, and so now something bad happens. So now they have to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's what I think. I thought, okay, as a whole so far, this one is the most simplest storyline compared to the entire series. It has the least amount of characters out of the entire series, and because it's such a simplified, simple story, visually it looks incredible. This is one of the most visually incredible sequences out of the entire series. When they explore the multiverse, this one branches out into there's a massive fight that kind of carries over near the end, and it's on par with Into the Spider-Verse in terms of the visual elements of it, and introduces us to. I mean, I understand some people were kind of scoffing on the idea of how the look of this cartoon series isn't all that great when you compare it to like Arcane or other like animation. The choices of their animation choices are sort of not, is not necessarily the greatest or noteworthy or award-winning. But what they do here is definitely really going for the maximum effect of what you're seeing, and the color palette, the motion, the movements, just the sequences of the fighting, the visuals are really, really cool. And because it's such a simple story based on Age of Ultron and the characters who they bring in is really good. And it sets up the finale, which will be episode 9, which we definitely not get into. When I saw this movie, I'll be honest with you, I had to see episode 9 right after this, because I'm like, it leaves you on a cliffhanger. You're like, I just can't let it go. But for today's episode, we're not going to talk about it. But it was really solid, and how they how they get to the. Okay, so let me rephrase this. In this movie, Ultron won, meaning the world's wiped out, because his idea it was to create a nuclear holocaust, set off all the nukes, and have literally peace, meaning no more mankind, because man is so destructive. The only way to really solve anything is to wipe them out and begin anew. Kind of like Skynet, or if you think about like the Matrix, like there's a scene where Agent Smith says, humans, they go from place to place, eating up. Oh, sorry, yeah. He goes from place to place, take up all the resources, sucks up all the life force, whatever it is, till there's nothing left, and then move on to the next location. And the only other living organism on the planet that does that is a virus. It makes that comparison. So with this one, Ultron, like Skynet, within a few seconds, feels that the human race, mankind, is unworthy, corrupt, unable to change. So therefore, an eradication is the best solution. Absolute peace and quiet is the ultimate goal of this character, which just goes one step beyond what Thanos was thinking about, you know. And and Thanos as a cameo appears in this one too, and where that goes, it just blows the windows off what comes next, because it also introduces the Infinity Gems and how that kind of plays into the effect.
I was scared because a whole bunch of stuff happens. I won't tell you what, but yeah, everything is all messed up, and people don't know how to do it, how to figure it out and stuff. And except, I got, rather than, what's going to happen, and they're actually, they're all messed up, and yeah, until the end. And yeah, interesting. Yeah, I really like the end of it, actually, although it was scary. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah. Yeah, the goal of what Ultron wants, if he was to achieve it, he'd be the only living thing left. He'd be alone. And then to see how that would play out is fascinating. I mean, that gets shown in the next episode, how that kind of plays. It's hard to discuss this one without discussing the sequel, like the final episode.
Right. Yeah.
But what I like about the one thing I'll say in this one is that it connects. This one helps you connect all the other episodes. I mean, it's more so in the finale, but if you watch all 7 episodes leading up to this movie, up to this episode, this cartoon episode, it will pay off by the time you get to the finale. Where now, even if you, especially the cliffhangers of every single episode connects, like how everything ends off, there is something in this and the next episode that will help you connect. For example, episode 7, we see Ultron at the end of episode 7 with Thor. That's how it ends off. So this carries into that world, and it's explained to you in 9. But like, there's something in everything that, if you think about it, once you get to episode 9, there is a connection. And unfortunately, I can't even discuss it until we do episode 9. However, for those who have not watched this, it's a strong recommend to watch the series, and it's only 9 episodes to get to that. And what's really wonderful about this was meant to be only a 2-season series. At San Diego Comic-Con this is July, they just announced there'll be 3 seasons of What If. So I look forward to seeing that. And they're really going to explore the Watcher in season 2, based on the events of season finale of this one. So I definitely look forward to seeing all of it.
Okay. Where can we reach you or us?
Oh, they can reach us on our website at www.pantheonofm.com. On the website, we have a Twitter account, Instagram account, email. You can find us on our email account. You can send us your ideas or your own critiques of a movie. We'd love to read it out on our show. Just look at our lineup, and then you could give us a little tally of what you think. And speaking of which, we'll be reviewing a lot of DC movies coming up. So whether it's the Batman movies, or if it's going to be Superman movies, whether it's Christopher Reeve films, or George Reeves movies, or it's going to be the Michael Keaton movies, or the Christian Bale movies, or the film with Robert Pattinson, give us your reviews. We'll be reading it as part of our email packages coming up in future shows. So, with that, I am Ray.
And I'm Epi.
We'll talk to you next week. Take care.